Hey folks, this is Gabe with Security.org, and today we're going to check out the most miniature of home security systems, the Wyze Starter Kit. In today's review of the Wyze Starter Kit, we're going to look at some pros and cons, its feature set, the installation experience, customer support before finally diving into the mobile application, the Wyze app, to make sure that we have all your knowledge gaps covered. If you want to see a list of our favorite home security systems, Google Security.org Best Home Security Systems. If you have a question about today's review, leave us a comment and I'll get back to you. Let's kick off today's review of the Wyze Starter Kit, looking at some pros and cons, beginning with those pros. Now, the Wyze Starter Kit is extremely affordable at $19.99. And on top of that affordability, this one Wyze bridge can connect to up to 100 different Wyze devices. So you don't have to worry about there being a vulnerability anywhere in your home. And that same element is really clear when you look at the fact that it tells you exactly what is happening with each one of these devices. It'll let you know how long a door has been open or how long a window has been closed. It can even tell you how long it's detected motion. So that's a really impressive element that comes with the Wyze Starter Kit. Now on the con side, there's no professional monitoring. So you're basically going it alone. You might know a door is open, you might know a window has been opened for 20 minutes, and that's not typical, but there's basically nothing else you can do other than confront it yourself. So that's one element to keep in mind. And you should also note that the customer support doesn't seem to be that excellent for Wyze. While they have a ton of options for you to get in touch with them, we saw over 100 reviews for customer support, and the majority of those were negative. So those are the pros and cons for the Wyze Starter Kit. Now that we've gone over the pros and cons for the Wyze Starter Kit, let's check out that feature set. Now with the Wyze, you're basically getting three components. You're getting your Wyze bridge, your motion sensor, and your contact sensor. Now one thing to note is that you cannot use any of these without having a Wyze Cam or a Wyze Cam Pan. This bridge works in conjunction with those. You basically plug it into the back and then you're ready to go. You can use all of this system. And all of this system could mean a lot because you can put up to 100 devices with your Wyze bridge, which is awfully impressive in terms of not really leaving you any vulnerabilities. Now, the actual devices themselves are also pretty impressive. The Wyze sensor will actually tell you how long it's detected something, and it'll detect something up to 26 feet away with a 120-degree field of view. So we like that it tells you how long that it detected the motion, and if it's still detecting the motion, it'll say it's in progress, which can allow for you to go and check your Wyze Cam Pan or your Wyze Cam to make sure that things are all fine in your home. Now, when it comes to the contact sensors, they also let you know if a door or window has been opened or closed, and can let you know for how long that particular door or window was left open or left closed, which can be useful when trying to determine exactly what was going on at any moment in time in your home. You can look at the little time signature, see how long it was open and closed, maybe look in conjunction with your Wyze Cam or Wyze Cam Pan, and you're really getting a lot of functionality. Now, both the contact sensor and the motion sensor have batteries that should last up to a year. So you should be able to set them up and not worry about it for about 12 months, which is honestly pretty impressive for all of that feature capacity to be packed into such a small device. And that's how I look at the feature set for Wyze Starter Kit. Whoa, hold on. I hope you're enjoying today's review of the Wyze Starter Kit. If you want to be kept up to date on all the newest in smart home security, VPNs, password managers, smart bulbs, and other devices, subscribe to our channel, Security.org. We're dropping new hot content weekly. All right, let's get back to the video. Let's check out the installation experience for your Wyze Starter Kit. Now, you're going to want to begin with the actual Wyze Cam or Wyze Pan. It doesn't come with the starter kit, but it is a necessary component for setting the system up. Make sure that you've upgraded the firmware and the software, and then you'll be ready to go. You're going to take your Wyze bridge, plug it into the USB port in the back, and it fits in like a glove, as you can see. Now, once you've set this up and you have a blue light here, you can set up the rest of your system. Remember, this is all going to be done in the Wyze app. So you're in the Wyze app, it's going to say, okay, add a new device. Once you've added the Wyze bridge, you're going to add your motion sensor. Now, that process is pretty straightforward. You'll walk through it. You're going to need your reset tool that comes with your Wyze Starter Kit. You're gonna stick it into the side of the motion sensor. You'll get a blinking blue light, and then it should connect to your Wyze bridge. And you're gonna repeat that process with your sensors or any other sensors you may decide to buy in the future. Now, when it comes to placement, you're gonna wanna put your motion sensor about 6 feet high. Make sure it's not in a place where your pets like to be. You don't want them to be constantly setting it off. I'm really talking about cats here, or somewhere where they might actually knock it off the wall or wherever you decide to put it. And the same goes for your contact sensors, which need to be about 2 centimeters apart. And from that moment, you'll know exactly where they all are. And just to be clear, that process is really easy in terms of placement because of the adhesive that just makes it peel and stick. And you know, you've got a year and you don't have to think about it because the battery life will be about a year on each of these devices. Overall, it's a simple, easy, and convenient setup for your Wyze Sense starter kit. All right, I want to talk to you about the customer support at Wyze. Now, customer support at Wyze is pretty typical. You've got your online help center, you've got forums, you've got the ability to live chat and send an email. And one thing we note is that it actually has a pretty long part of the week available. From Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. through 4 p.m. Pacific time, you can get in touch with the team at Wyze. However, there are over 200 reviews that specifically mention customer support, and they aren't necessarily the most positive. In fact, they say that Wyze customer support is kind of poor and that they could not get the answers that they needed from anyone. So that's something to keep in mind when you're looking at Wyze, is that yes, they're available, they have a lot of options, but you may not be able to get the answers that you need, and maybe Wyze could commit more of its resources to providing that stellar customer support. So now let's go ahead and check out the Wyze Sense Starter Kit in its mobile application, the Wyze app. It is here you're going to be interfacing with all the elements you see before you and the Wyze Cam and Wyze Pan. Now, it's a pretty solid mobile application. Android users and iPhone users feel about the same about it, with a 3.7 in the Google Play Store and a 3.5 in the Apple App Store. So let's go ahead and check it out on my iPhone 7 Plus. So here I am checking out the Wyze Sense and the Wyze mobile application. Now, the Wyze homepage is pretty straightforward. You have the top Wyze, edit shortcuts, the ability to mute the notifications, your settings in the upper right-hand corner, and then all of your Wyze devices right below. Now, I've named these the Wyze Contact and the Wyze Motion, all lowercase. That's cool these days. I've got a Baron Pan that I've actually turned off, and a Baron Hideaway, which is actually just the Wyze Cam version 2. And that is where your Wyze bridge is plugged in. Because remember, with the Wyze Sense, you have to have it connected to one of the Wyze cameras. So my Wyze version 2 is ready to go. My Wyze Sense is up. And let's just go through the actual functionality of these particular devices, the contact sensor and Wyze Motion. So if I open the Wyze Contact, you'll see immediately that I get this notification, and this would happen even if I weren't in the app. Let's just check that out. If you see it close, see, now you see that the Wyze Contact was closed at 2:51. And now let's look in the history there for the Wyze Contact. You see that it was opened, closed, opened. And what's interesting about this particular device is that it tells you when it was open and closed, and will do so for the past 14 days. So you can just know exactly what was going on in your home for 2 weeks. Now, what's a great thing about the Wyze Contact is that you can actually decide on how much information you want to know, or rather when you want to be notified right there in the app. So if I go to Settings, I go to Notifications, you'll see here that I have opens and close, send notification. But I also can turn that off and have it only let me know it's been open for a specific amount of time. So if I only really want to know if someone comes in and leaves the door open for, let's say, 7 minutes, I can do so. Now, anytime someone comes in and it's open for 7 minutes, then it'll notify me saying, hey, someone has come in. You can change that even down to seconds. If I want to know when someone's been in the house for 9 seconds, I can do that. You can even do that for how long it's been left closed. So if I feel like someone should be coming in at my house every 8 hours, it's a busy place and no one does that, no one's leaving or going, I can also be notified just for 8 hours. So hey, no one has left the home out of that door in 8 hours. Maybe that's the way I can know that, my niece or nephew hasn't taken out the trash or something of that nature. It's kind of a useful and fun feature to find on an entry sensor. So let's go back and check out that motion detection. Now, here I am in the Wyze motion detection. So here I can click in and look at all the times it's detected motion, and it'll actually say that it's in progress right now because I've been moving in front of this motion detector for the past 14 minutes. So if you look down, it tells you motion detected 3 minutes, 18 minutes, 1 minute, motion detected for less than a minute, motion detected for less than a minute. These are all really useful elements, so I can know exactly what was happening. So if I see someone moving around for a long time in a room they're not supposed to be, then maybe I can say, hey, you know what, let's go check and see that everything is still in its place. So that's a really interesting and useful element of the Wyze Senses devices. The Wyze Contact and the Wyze Motion really give you a lot of flexibility in determining what's going on. Are you trying to get a sense of how you feel about the Wyze Sense Starter Kit, or are you simply waiting for me to tell you how I feel? Because I feel like, hey, it's pretty affordable at $19.99, and you get motion sensor, contact sensors, and those sensors are pretty great in terms of they tell you not only when they detected something, but also for how long they detected something, which is something we do not frequently see in the home security market. Now, I do think they would benefit from having some professional monitoring services. You're basically going it alone when you decide to go with the Wyze Sense Starter Kit, and they also need to commit more to their customer support team. But if you look at the Wyze Sense Starter Kit and the ability to couple it with both Wyze Cam and a Wyze Pan to really give you a full, complete look of what's going on in your home, we think it's a solid option for those of you looking to join the affordable home security market. So that concludes our review of the Wyze Sense Starter Kit. If you appreciated today's video, give us a like and hit that subscribe button. As always, this is Gabe Security Bear. Be secure.